If you've been following the Tim Black Show, you'll know I've been covering none other than Representative Jasmine Crockett from the state of Missouri. I mean Texas, who went to their private school that cost $35,000 a year. Who came from the hood, then went to college that cost $58,000 a year. And paid out of pocket. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Was I supposed to say all that on the mic? But Tim, black people can have money. I know, but why they got to talk like they're from the hood when they're not? I'm just saying. Jasmine Crockett's been labeled the new face of the Democratic Party by political commentator extraordinaires such as Charlamagne the God and great comedian talent rivaling Richard Pryor, the one and only amazing Andrew Schultz.
Oh, let's go to the Putin's whole thing. This is good. Putin, I want to know what Schultz thinks about this.
Talk to me. If you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
What I will say about Jasmine, that's how I want to hear Democrats talk.
Goddamn right.
Like, I love that. Like, low key, it's
right.
sticky. It's also relatable. Like, Democrats, you got to stop talking like these Ivy League weirdos who are careful about every single word they use. It's completely unrelatable. A girl that talks like that, tell me you don't feel as a working class American, which is who you really need to get back. Tell me you don't feel relatability to that.
That's what you need to have on Flagrant.
I would love that.
You need to have Jasmine Crockett on Flagrant. But Jasmine Crockett is the face of the Democratic Party. There is nobody other than AOC. I got to give AOC props because I like what she's doing right now. Other than AOC, there is nobody that's being objective about the bullshit coming from both sides.
Anyway, I'm having too much fun. Let me get to this. One of my recent segments on Jasmine Crockett was some statements she made about immigration that were dead wrong. Let's go, Johnson.
With Tim Black.
Here it is.
But what they're not telling the American people is that it is a civil violation. It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime.
It's a crime to enter the country illegally on Title 8, United States Code 1325, and it's really pathetic that any member of Congress don't understand what the law says. They wrote the law. They enacted the law. It was signed by the president. It's a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. If you've entered it prior, it's a felony. So, I've been saying this for I don't know how long on your show, and I had to educate AOC years ago during the hearing that it's a crime to enter this country illegally, and we're going to enforce those laws.
Holman responded to Jasmine Crockett, and he said exactly what it is. Said that she didn't know what she's talking about. It's embarrassing that she would lie. And look, it gets worse than that because I believe she knows it's a crime, but she knows that a lot of people that follow her won't look it up. Because it's information. And you might have to look in a book. And we know how some people feel about books. Oh, no! Knowledge! Oh, no! They hate that. They hate that almost as much as they hate their natural hair growing out their heads. Listen, man, we got a problem, and the problem is Jasmine Crockett. But you know what I was thinking about earlier today? I was thinking, not everybody's upset that Jasmine Crockett is showing her ass. I can think of at least one black female politician that's happy Jasmine Crockett's on the scene because it took some of the heat off her ass.
Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So I heard you guys was looking for me.
Yeah, they looking for you to throw your ass out of office. And they succeeded. Folks, Tiffany Henyard is out of office, man. Yeah, she's out of office. And I heard there's another probe. There is investigation after investigation after investigation. Man, whenever I see Tiffany Henyard, I think about people who stole payday loans with those PPP loans. Yeah, I think about people that put in all their PPP loan money, right? And didn't think that they would live long enough to have to pay that shit back or go to jail. That's all I think about. I just think about these people who live in the moment. I think about that sister that was working for Facebook that was leading up their DEI initiatives who stole like $5 million. Like they wasn't going to miss $5 million at some point. Like I know Facebook is like a multi-billion-dollar company, but you got to imagine at some point they're going to be like, where that a few million go? I don't know. It's just people that they do things and it's like they never expect the roosters to come home to roost. And that would be Tiffany Henyard, man. Yeah, they got her up out of there. And I don't know. I was watching some of the reactions from people in Dolton County when they got her out. Now, she didn't even win her primary. So they weren't able to remove her. She stayed. She lasted. As corrupt as she was, she lasted all the time until it was time for another election. And that's when they got rid of her. Hold on.
I'm not going to answer it. Because remember, I got the tea with the receipts. Matter of fact, if you want the tea, get it from me. Go tell that.
A packed gym room at the Homewood Flossmoor Park District erupts in cheers as the Democratic Party caucus for Thornton Township decided to deny embattled current Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard's name from being on the ballot in April. State Senator Napoleon Harris now nominated as the Democratic challenger for that position.
So to hear the people tonight, you heard them express how wonderful it was to finally get rid of her.
It was the first time in 30 years that Township Democrats used a caucus to determine who will be on the ballot. Those seeking the nomination for Township Supervisor needed all 8 people for that slate, which includes Supervisor, Highway Director, Clerk, Assessor, and 4 trustees. Henyard did not have a certified assessor on her ticket, deeming her invalid for consideration. Current Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez earning the Democratic nomination for a trustee spot under Harris's slate.
We want to get the township back on track, back to where we feel it should be.
Henyard was appointed Thornton Township Supervisor in 2022 and also serves as the mayor of Dolton. Tuesday night's decision comes as Henyard has faced criticism over township spending while also disputing with trustees.
What's currently going on, I'm disappointed, but what I'm looking for in the future is hope.
Now, Henyard can still run for Dolton mayor, but in order to run for township supervisor, she'll have to be a write-in candidate. Next on deck.
So that's exactly what I was about to look up. So let me get this right. She's still running for mayor. She's running for mayor even though she's under all these indictments, man. Like all these new investigations. I just saw another one launched. That is something, man. That is brazen. Yeah. Tiffany's been out of the news only because of Jasmine Crockett. They do bear some things in resemblance. They do. Some things they kind of share together. They're making up stuff as they go and loving themselves a little bit too much. And something that my brother brought up, one of my comments from the last show, shut yourself out, man. He mentioned something that I hadn't noticed until I looked at until he brought it up. Jasmine Crockett is a narcissist. She really is. I mean, who does an interview with a picture of themselves on the wall behind them? And that says a lot, you know? That says a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people put their diplomas. I got my YouTube thing up there, over here, back there. You see it. But picture of myself? Why would you need a picture of yourself when you're in the picture of the frame? So I just saw an interview that Jasmine Crockett did where that we commented on this show that she did with pictures of herself on the wall. So she's like walking around her living room looking at herself. I don't know, man. I'm just saying it is what it is. We deserve better from our politicians. Dolton County, I hope you do the right thing and get rid of Tiffany Henyard. You don't need the stress, and that county needs to get back on its right footing, so to speak. You know, it's terrible. You know, there are people, and I saw some of them with Tiffany Henyard, who were fighting to defend her. You know, when a black person is a high face or a high place, a black face in a high place, and people admire that person, I understand where that comes from, and I get that, particularly in our system, the way it operates. I get it. You feel a sense of pride in that, but you also got to recognize, as is the case in Dolton County, it's predominantly 90% black. And you got a black woman taking advantage of black people and taking their money and going to Vegas and doing this and going that and, you know, having bodyguards, 5 bodyguards, all types of crazy, extravagant expenses. Black people should not let black people hurt them because those people are black. Yeah, that's crazy. It should be the opposite. We should be like, hold them to a higher standard. Because part of the reason why they're there is through our political influence, our political grit, and our credibility, and our actual vote. Put them there. It's not supposed to be you owe them, they owe you. They owe you. In the words of Bruce, bless his heart. Oh, bless his heart. Just dumb. Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.